Welcome, fellow Mooncats. Welcome, viewers new and returning. Welcome to the Mooncat reading for the month of June. In a Mooncat reading, we follow the influence of the moon and the guidance of the feline spirit guide. This is a particularly special reading for me, as it does reflect the name I chose for the channel, and there's certain reasons that those symbols are meaningful to me. I've always felt a strong connection to the energy of the moon, and definitely walk with Cat as a spirit guide in my life. And so you may feel the same or similar energies. And if so, then you're definitely in the right place. I'm very excited about the influence of the moon for this month. The full moon in this month is known as, under a few different names, it is known as the strawberry moon, the honey moon, and moon of the sun. And in this moon, it has a very particular energy to it. It's closely associated with the element of fire, and it is energetic and passionate, and it is filled with opportunity, and it is about attuning to the sweetness of life. Thus we have the honey and the strawberry, and then it is finding your passion, igniting and following your passion, taking action towards those passions, and revitalizing yourself, recharging your batteries, and just filling them with the full vitality of life. So we're going to look for some guidance cards from the moon deck today. And we're looking for what our theme is under the guidance of the moon. Well, that was too many cards, so we are going to keep trying to get a more refined message. We have the World card representing this month's moon, and that is very fitting, filled with this energy of opportunity, this energy of optimism, this energy of flourishing under the sun, or in this case under the moon. And so we're going to connect to our vitality in this reading. We're going to connect to this beautiful energy of moving forward. Because when we get to the World card, this is a very successful completion of a cycle, and preparing now to transfer on ahead. We see that butterfly in the center there. Butterflies representing transformation, and we're ready for this transformation coming up as the World card comes into place. So let's take a look now. We're going to get some major arcana cards to guide us here. Some guidance from the cat spirit along this theme. Confirmation of the World card just came forth. So that's definitely being emphasized here. And I just felt this powerful surge of joy, just as if the angels want to share in that joy with you and say, you know, very excited. It's almost like when someone plans a surprise party for you, very excited at what you don't know is coming, and very excited to share in that with you. There's some brightness here. There's some very, very intense light, very intense light feelings here. So, wow, okay. We cut the world twice. I'll just take a moment to lift that up. Okay. Let's see if we can get more. Oh, okay, so that was just kind of sliding there. That didn't feel like a selection. Okay. I'm not surprised to see the Hanged Man, because we're talking about forming a new perspective. And as we talk about transformation, it makes complete and total sense that there might be this new way of looking at things from a different angle. And so too, there is this advice of just being open and being willing to take on the change like this, being willing to see things from a new perspective, take on that new perspective. And, you know, we're talking about also embracing that and applying it to life. So there's been my own dark night of the soul as I went through a very pessimistic phase where, you know, there was just constant reinforcement of negative perspective and negative outlook and negative thought. And if I make that transformation from the pessimism to the optimism, I have to be willing to embrace the changes that will bring into my life. I have to be willing to see the thoughts I had before disproven. I have to be willing to release the perspective that I had before. Okay. Yeah, this world energy is really powerful. Even now as I'm shuffling, I'm looking at these cards and I'm just feeling the power coming from them. And it's like very moving energy, like moving forward. I see that fairy-like, butterfly-like creature just popping up from the center of this little secret garden, and she is just popping up with this very fast, like, quick movement, and I see the sparkles falling from her hand, and it's like there was this magical moment, like a burst of magic just thrown toward you. And this is that gift of the transformation. have the Hierophant. I will fast forward through the shuffle for those who like to move ahead of it. We have the King of Swords. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. And the Five of Swords. Quite adamantly, the Four of Swords. Six of Swords. The Seven of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. And I'm going to adjust the camera so we can get the full spread on camera. I think I can get it all in there. We'll give that a try. Okay, so we can see the full view of the layout now. And there's a lot going on here. There's a lot to take in. So let's begin with the Hierophant. Now, this is a very important another major arcana card that has come out. With this one in particular, in this set, the Hierophant is pointing to the wisdom of the lessons we have learned from our past. This is imagine this cat in the library doing research, finding the keys or the answers to the questions that they seek. And we can see that this cat bears a wound over one eye here, leaving one eye illuminated. So there is wisdom if we turn and we look at our past. If we can do this in an almost detached way, as if it was research, looking at the pain of the past, looking at the wounds of the past, and gaining wisdom from what we have been through, what we have learned, what we now know, so that the pain of the past is not repeated. And so this is, as we're going into the Hanged Man phase, which is a phase of self-reflection and meditation. As we go into that phase a little bit, what we're looking at in particular is the patterns of the past, the pain of the experiences there, and the wisdom we can pull from that so that we don't repeat the same cycle again and go through the same mistakes. And then we have King of Swords is very helpful guidance on clearing out the mental clutter so that you can rule the space of your mind. The space of the mind, the reminder here is to stay focused on what it is you truly wish to manifest. So, in other words, speaking truth is part of the King of Swords. Speaking only those things that you would wish to have come true. Whatever your pattern of thought is from day to day, if you find yourself saying things that are self-denigrating or things that will undermine your potential and your power and the ability of your life to blossom, anything that would undermine that, if you're thinking or speaking it from day to day, then you're working against your own abundance. You're working against your own blessings. And so the King of Swords is a reminder to replace those negativities consciously with affirmations of a positive outcome instead. And that can be a very difficult process, but you have to try to catch if you're in a negative thought and then speak against that negative thought. Or think against that negative thought. If you find yourself saying things about yourself that when you speak in a group or speak to others and you say self-denigrating things, stop yourself from saying those things and turn it into a positive statement instead. Well, we have, following this King of Swords, we have our guidance here in the Hierophant and the King of Swords. And so we're working on that clarity of thought and speech. And also remember that what we're seeking are words of truth and wisdom that carries the truth, so that we are no longer wounding ourselves. And there is the pain of the past that follows here, the cycle that is being left behind. And so there was a sense of being left out, in particular, with this card of poverty, the poverty mindset. Then we have I'm going to hold this up. These are the lessons of the past that must be reviewed and considered. So I'm going to pull them all up together. And so we have this feeling of being left out, of not having enough, of being impoverished. We have this Eight of Swords energy of being bound, unable to make a difference, blind as to which way to go, unable to find your way out. Although the reminder on this card, as this cat has the sword in its mouth, is that freedom is available to you, but you're just blinding yourself to it. That the situation is not as restrictive as it seems. And then with the Five of Swords, there's just all this petty conflict, this constant petty conflict. And it's just like, I think of Frida Kahlo and her painting, The Death by a Thousand Cuts. Just a lot of aggravating attacks, little battles, little confrontations that drag the energy down. And so we're to consider these conditions of the past, because we're moving on away from them. And the promise here, as we move on forward, is peaceful security and a happy, warm home, filled with warm and positive energy. And so that happiness is right here and attainable. The happiness, stable life with a firm foundation. This is the life that we're heading towards with the new cycle. The transformation we're heading into is to go from this conflict and this stuckness and this poverty into a place of warm, happy contentment and security. Here we have that Six of Swords. So we know what we're doing is we're moving on. We're moving on from this kind of tumultuous past to this more secure future. That is the promise here. And this is a time when you're going to find yourself full of daydreams. And there is a warning to this card. This is a warning not to get too caught up in daydreaming without taking action. The idea here is to pick one. You have all these cups, these gifts being that you can choose. So pick one. Pick one and put all your focus and energy to it. And then we reach the attainment of the place of the Queen of Pentacles. So that's quite a different place to be in. Pardon me. That's quite a different place to be in from the Five of Pentacles, right? Because the Queen of Pentacles is comfortable in her abundance. She's very comfortable managing the abundance, trusting the security of her abundance. And Pentacles are an indication of earth energy. So here she is out in nature, enjoying the green energy of plants, so that the green trees, the green foliage, those fruits all around her, to indicate the sweetness. And that is just what this moon is all about, is remembering the sweetness of life. And so this month is a time to consider our thoughts and our speech, to speak positively about ourselves, to think positively about the potential of life, to move on from a place of being belittled, of being bound, of being attacked, moving to a place of peace and security, moving on towards your own personal abundance, where you can trust in its continuance. You can trust in your firm foundation. You can trust in the security that you have. And so that is a lot to think about for this month, but it brings us forward into this beautiful new transformative cycle where life becomes something to be enjoyed. And that concludes the Mooncat reading for the month of June. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have, take just a second to hit that like button, as it's very helpful. And if you're interested in other readings, please visit my channel. Most of all, I just want to say thank you for coming by today to receive this message. So thank you for watching, and I hope to catch you in another video.